I'm Mishael Porembski.
And I'm Pastor Ron Wean.
And you're listening to 180 Your Life, the grief empowerment podcast that pairs health and wellness with the grief journey. Thanks so much for joining us. So we are in our fifth part of our five-part series podcast, Hope for the Holidays. And we're talking about how we can empower our grief journey. As I'd mentioned, if you're just joining us, unfortunately, last week, I lost my father, my wonderful, amazing father, 2 days before Thanksgiving. So this, I'm only 6 days out, and after losing my dad, and I really feel like it's important to talk about authentic grieving, authentic steps that genuinely work while we're in the midst of loss,
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm here. That's why we're here.
Yes.
And today we want to talk about activating your posse. When the holidays are here, and especially during a time of grief, you need a posse to ride with you, right?
Right. Yeah, you got too many things you've got to do, and all of it can sap your energy. And when people ask you, is there anything I can do? You've got to tell them. You've got to ask for them, and let them in so they can do their ministry with you, so that you can go ahead and do the grief work that you need to do and set a safe space, and also get a rhythm to your grieving, to allow yourself to experience that rhythm of grieving.
Yes. When our awesome neighbors were with us the day that my father passed, they took us to the hospital, my girls and I, and brought us back, and they said, "What do you need?" And I looked around my house and I said, "I need help cleaning my house.
Oh.
I need that," and they did. It's one thing when I'm going through grief, I want my house to be in order because it helps me feel like everything's going to be okay. I don't want to look at anything cluttered up. And I got girls. My house isn't perfect. My girls are great, but sometimes they can be slappy. And so I needed, we all worked together to tidy it up. And then as I've been talking about in other podcasts, I just sort of relaxed into the grief journey, let my kids really take time to focus on my kids, turn off my phone. A lot of people couldn't get a hold of me, but that was okay because my primary focus was making sure that my girls who were going through the loss of a second father figure, because I lost my husband when I was pregnant with Sophie, that was over 10 years ago, and then my dad really stepped in as a father figure to my kids. And so now he had passed, and I wanted to make sure they were good, and they were good. They were okay. How do you activate that posse? So I've been sort of naturally letting people come over. Mm-hmm. And I had a conversation with a woman, a wonderful woman at my children's school, and she said, "What do you need? What meals do you need?" And because I had said, nobody's brought a casserole, and I think it's because they've read my book.
Yes.
And I have this whole section called Casserole Killer, and so
Step away from the casserole.
Step back from the casserole. Casseroles are good if they're healthy for me, and our family is like wheat sensitive and dairy and sugar and all that stuff. So I think people were afraid to cook for us. Honestly, they were, because she's like, "Well, what could they cook?" I go, "Really? It's kind of hard because we're gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, sugar-free, corn-free." And she's like, "Wow." I'm like, "I know. It's just like leave a box of salad and that's it." So she said, "So what could I do?" I said, "Well, I actually need people to walk alongside me because I can actually do quite a bit, mm-hmm. but sometimes the grief will hit and I'll feel overwhelmed, especially, as a widowed mom with my girls. And now there's a lot to do with closing." I have something, a little thread. Closing up the estate for my father. I know I've done it for my husband, for my late husband. So it takes time and effort.
Yes.
It is. It's logistical. So I said, you know what? I kind of need women to come alongside and cook with me. Will you both cook bread with me? I'll grind the grain in my kitchen. and it will be the bread that really, is very life-giving for us. Will you cook with me? Will you bulk cook the really cool waffles that I make? I just don't want to do all that by myself. And it's better when there's more people. Sometimes we need some help mowing the lawn. There's just a lot. Can somebody come out, send their teenage son to just give me a quick lawn mow, There were other things that I taught, paperwork. Holy mackerel, the paperwork. My own paperwork and my dad's paperwork.
Right.
You got to get the death certificates. You got to call everybody. I need help like that. I can put together a meal, but having somebody like volunteer. So we came up with, going on signupgenius.com and she's like, when are you available? What's your time? And I gave her time slots I was available. And now she's going to put it out to the different people that we know, and people can sign up for time slots.
Excellent.
And just to do stuff with me. And that is what I need. And a lot of people say, if there's anything I can do, and you feel weird going, like, I have a mountain of laundry, could you help me fold that? It's just weird, but It's honest.
Yes.
Like, I don't really need you to cook stuff for me. I'm overwhelmed by all the tasks that I have to do right now. And having someone walk alongside you with that is a great way to empower them during the holidays.
Absolutely.
And a great way to empower yourself, to be honest and say, you know what, the holidays are coming up. To some trusted friends, you could say, I really need help, with these tasks. You don't really have to make me food. I mean, unless you want them to, but I need help with these certain tasks. And honestly, I don't need my fridge to fill up with 30 casseroles and for everybody to disappear in 7 days. It's the truth. That's the process. That's what happens in America, right? We fill up people's refrigerators and we go back to our lives. I kind of need someone to come around, and be available in 3 or 4 months. Could you hang out with me for 2 hours in 3 or 4 months? Could you, sometimes we all have our strengths, and paperwork isn't one of my strengths. And so sometimes I just need someone to be with me while I'm doing it. Will you just encourage me and be there for 90 minutes? That, or help me organize. I got a memorial service to organize with my dad. Literally, I got a memorial service to organize. I need help doing that. And I know that our family eats a little differently. But having community, that's the stuff that empowers us.
The connection, yes.
So just shifting the paradigm a little bit to think, you know what, I could sign up on a Sign Up Genius to come and hang out 3 months from now for 90 minutes. Wow, that's a gift. I could sign up on Sign Up Genius to go on a walk with that person who's going through loss, or maybe to meet them at the gym. That's stuff I actually need, because even though I look like I'm fine, there are moments I'm really sad, or I'm not working at full capacity, that my energy is a little low, and I'm going to drink the smoothies and sleep well and do all that. But I did say this week to my friends, I just need you to walk alongside me. I just need you to do this journey with me so that I don't feel alone, because my dad really made me feel like I wasn't alone. And so having other people come alongside is really important.
Exactly. And again, the tendency is to just isolate and not let people in, and to not be thinking in terms of what I need from other people, but just your focus is on your sadness, which is good, but you've got to leave room for you to think, what is it that I need if they're asking? Because most people do not know what you need.
And you really need, like my friend today, she's like, I'll be in charge of the Sign Up Genius. I'm like, thank you. You need remember, I'm going to date myself. Remember on the Love Boat, there was Julie, and she was the one who was in charge of coordinating everything. You need a Julie. Or whatever, a gym, if you're whatever. You need somebody who helps coordinate. That's an important part. So be sure to, if somebody likes to be organized, ask them, will you help me coordinate this? And will you help me figure out what do I need? Because sometimes, you're just so stunned by loss that you don't know what you need. So having a team meeting with some good friends to say, hey, how do we, it might be you're right in the ground zero of loss, or maybe you've had loss and you're in the you're in the year of firsts, right? Where you're doing holidays for the first time.
Right.
It's still okay to reach out to your friends and to say, hey, I need to empower the holidays. You have to be intentional with the holidays, and you need your posse to do that. So what are we going to do? My late husband's birthday is December 5th. Then guess what? It's more fun because my wedding anniversary is December 17th, and then it's Christmas. So,
Oh my goodness.
so we have to, in my family, we have to be very intentional about those days. Making sure we may give gift cards on December 5th, or we'll go and we call that our family anniversary on the wedding anniversary, and we go and do something fun. My girls love December 17th because we're going to do something fun as a family. You can't let those days sneak up on you.
You've got to have a plan.
Yes.
And sometimes during the first rounds of grief,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to get a plan. And that might be where you need to start with your posse.
Right.
To say, I'm not thinking all that clearly right now, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what I need. Do you have any suggestions? Maybe one of those things will ring true to me.
And you know what else you can do? My friends, she hadn't even read my book. What? She gave me a grief gift of a year pass to the zoo. My friends who came and visited us, I talked about it in the last podcast.
Yes.
We got a year pass to visit at the zoo. That was an awesome grief gift because now I can take my girls for free to the zoo. That's great. So when you're thinking of things, you might, like on Friday, my father passed on Tuesday, Thanksgiving was Thursday. My friends, we went to the zoo on Saturday. So they came on Friday, we went to the zoo on Saturday. Of my own volition, I would not have taken my kids to the zoo because I was tired. And still, I'm in a good place, but there's still times I'm feeling sad. But having other people, other children, and I could be a part of that, and I didn't have to coordinate all that. They were in charge of that. Fabulous. Let me join. And then my kids feel better, I feel better, and that just continues to help us spiral upward on this journey rather than spiraling downward.
Absolutely. And the activity is really important too. I mean, the movement, you get your body moving again and breathing again, and get your chemistry righted, because sadness is a tough emotion. Mm-hmm. Grieving is tough, and it depletes you of all your positive neurotransmitters, and movement is one way of replacing them.
It is. You need the endorphins of exercise. Sure. Doing that with other people, that's a great way to empower your holidays, is setting up appointments to exercise with others, exercising with friends. So hopefully these were some really great strategies. We got to get going. But these are some really great strategies that can help empower you. Please, in the comments, let us know if these are helpful. If you have any other ideas that you can add, or if there are topics that you would like us to talk about, we would love to hear from you. So please make sure to leave us, in our Facebook page, leave us messages, and we'd love to explore other topics of grief empowerment that would be helpful to you. So thanks again for joining us. You can learn more about our grief curriculum and our grief empowerment videos, our video courses at 180yourlife.com. You can learn about our Widows Empowerment nonprofit, 180yourgrief.org. If you would like to support us, we are crowdfunded. So if you could please consider supporting us, even every little bit counts. $5, $8, $10. If you have more, that's great. Making these kind of videos isn't free, but we want them to be free to the community. So we appreciate your support. You can click the donate button at 180 Your Grief, and we really appreciate that. So God bless. We wish you happy holidays. And we hope to hear from you on how you have empowered your grief journey, especially during the holidays. God bless until we see you again. Bye-bye.
Take care.